Is it Gaston or
Gaston.
Gaston? Mr. Gaston, you're charged with two cases. You're charged with evading arrest or detention and unlawful carrying of a weapon. You are facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine on both of those cases. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
On March 14th, 2025, an officer observed a vehicle speeding on Gulf Freeway feeder by radar device going 72 miles per hour in a 40-mile-per-hour zone. The officer then observed the vehicle turn left at a red light. A traffic stop was initiated. The officer instructed the driver to step out of the vehicle, and the officer began to detain the driver. As the officer was detaining the driver, the front passenger, the defendant, exited the vehicle. The officer instructed the defendant to return to the vehicle, and the defendant ignored the officer's instructions and started to walk away. The officer ordered the defendant to stop, and the defendant started running northbound. The officer observed the defendant place his left hand near the front of his waistband and throw a small black and blue object near a fence. The officer informed other officers of the defendant's location. Officers observed the defendant running eastbound on the 3,300th block of Scott Street and attempted to apprehend the defendant. The defendant was apprehended at the 3,100th block of Milby Street, approximately 0.2 miles away from the scene. The officers searched the area and located a firearm. The officer remained in visual contact with the location and no individuals approached that area.
What are they doing wrong? I mean, the officer just stops them and just arrests them? What for?
I'm not sure why the officer immediately detained him.
Really? Is that what we do now? We just stop and arrest? No, I'm gonna find no probable cause in your case. Just be careful, man. If you got a gun, God forbid you use it, something happens, you dig yourself in a hole. Come on, man. We got one life. Be smart. Go to school, get some knowledge, make a ton of money, you know? Take a seat, please. Thanks, bud.
What's the last name, Judge?
Gaston,
Okay.
on both, no PC.
All right, Judge, next is page 6.
Did they arrest the driver? I mean, did they charge him with anything? Do you know? Do we have him for anything?
No, there's no connected cases.
Just driving while black.
Your Honor, I would just, I'm gonna point something out here. It was a speeding stop where the passenger was getting out of the car. I would say the officer would have the right to at least make sure the passenger was in the car while he was conducting a stop. That's his.
Yes.
I don't even think that's an arrestable offense. You know? It's not an arrestable offense. They just literally pull him out, he's speeding and they arrest him. And then the co-defendant's doing nothing wrong. He just gets out of the car. He can just walk away. Yeah, I don't see anything wrong. Okay, I'm sorry. Who's this?
Page 6, Heyman.
Good morning, Ms. Haney. You're charged with violation of a sexually oriented enterprise. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you. All right.
On March 15th, 2025, the defendant was performing at the library a sexually oriented enterprise without a license to entertain displayed on her person in violation of Ordinance Section 28256A. And that ordinance states that each manager or entertainer shall conspicuously display his or her personal card upon their person at all times while acting as an entertainer or manager
That's
of the
where I think-
enterprise.
Am I correct that you have to have a license, correct?
I believe that is the code, yes, Your Honor. Yes, you have to have a license. I will double check that though.
Yeah, let's do this. I'm gonna appoint you a lawyer right now. We'll dig deeper into this because I want to know if there's sufficient probable cause to go forward. We'll pull the statute. The problem is I got a whole crew of people that we need to get through. It's gonna take some time, so just be patient and we'll get to you.
Your Honor, I do have statute, but if you want to wait.
But let me get a defense lawyer just in case. Do you mind appointing our lawyer? Or if you don't be so kind, just take a seat, but do not leave, man, please. We'll come back. The library, that's what it's called,
Yeah.
really?
Your Honor, I'm surviving.
Okay. The library? I want to go to the library. Oh, All right, Ms. Jenkins, you were charged with assault of a family member. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, ma'am.
On March 15th, 2025, in Harris County, Texas, an officer was dispatched to a family dispute. The officer met with the defendant who stated that the complainant is her common law husband. The defendant stated that the defendant attacked her and physically pulled her out of a vehicle and slapped her twice. The officer then met with the complainant who stated that the defendant attacked him and by striking him multiple times in his face, bit him on his nipple and felt a sharp pain on the back of his neck. The officer observed the defendant to have a bite mark on his nipple and a scratch mark on the back of his neck. Officers then spoke with a witness who stated they observed the defendant attack the complainant and continue even after they intervened. Officers observed no injuries on the defendant.
Any priors against us?
No.
And do we know what he wants? Ms. Jenkins, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. There is a protective order that has been issued in this case. I would get to know it. If you do something to violate this protective order, the state can and will probably file a violation protective order against you. It's one of the worst cases you can pick up. I don't know if this person wants to have contact with you. So until I know, I'm going to order you not to have any contact with this person and not to be in possession of weapons.
So he would still like contact from what I can read here.
Is that from
He
a
said
rip?
he
or is
wants,
that-
it's from a rip.
When was it performed?
The rip was performed today at 9:14 a.m.
Okay, what?
He basically said that he wants to drop the charges.
I'm ordering you not to have any threatening or harassing contact against this person. You need to understand that what is threatening or harassing, it doesn't matter what you think, is what he perceives. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Do you have the ability to hire a lawyer?
No.
Okay, I'll have you fill out an application. Deputy Miranda is going to give you an application. I'll take a look at it to see whether you qualify. I'll have you sign a reset with Victoria. We'll have you take a seat in the jury box while we get your bond conditions. Do not leave until you sign. Okay,
Okay.
please.
That's the one that,
Yeah. What was your last name?
Patterson.
Morning, Mr. Patterson. Sir, you're charged with assault of a family member. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to, have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, sir.
On March 14th, 2025, in Harris County, Texas, an officer met with the complainant who stated that the defendant is his stepfather. The complainant stated the defendant was not happy with the yard work the complainant had done and punched him in the face several times. The officer observed the defendant to have a bloody nose, swollen lip, and bruising. The defendant admitted to punching the complainant in the face due to the complainant throwing a bottle of water at him. So the defendant stated that he punched the complainant in the face because the complainant threw a bottle of water at him. Complainant said he punched him in the face because he was unhappy with the yard work he did.
Do we know whether they want to have continued contact or no?
We have not been able to get into contact with the complainant yet, Judge.
So, Mr. Patterson, there is sufficient probable cause to go forward with your case. I'm ordering you not to have any contact with this person, not to be in possession of weapons. These are your bond conditions. If you violate these conditions, well, first of all, you have a protective order. If you violate the protective order, they can file additional cases against you. A violation of a protective order, it's one of the worst cases you can pick up. And in our assault, if you violate those conditions, I will revoke this bond. You understand?
Yes, sir.
So no contact, no weapons. Do you have the ability to hire a lawyer?
No, sir.
I'll have you fill out an application. I'll look to see whether you qualify. I need to know everything about you, how much money you have in the bank, what kind of, everything about you, and then I'll take a look to see if you qualify. Deputy Miranda, do you mind giving me an application, please? I'll have you sign a reset. Victoria, we'll have you take a seat. Do not leave until you sign our bond conditions.
Yes, sir.
Okay? All right.
Fleischer, he's the man of the town. Judge Fleischer, he brings